Small business is celebrating a win against big business. New laws come into force tomorrow aimed at levelling the playing field between small operators and large companies. They apply to standard form contracts and will stop big businesses from changing contracts without consulting with their small business customers. Andrew Robertson reports.
Guy Forsyth was happy working as an independent contractor for American computer giant Hewlett-Packard last year. That is, he says, until Hewlett-Packard wanted to bring him on board as a permanent staff member as part of a restructuring.
Hewlett-Packard split from one monolithic organisation into a products and a services organisation, and to make it look more attractive for the separation, they wanted as many employees, I think, on their books rather than contractors.
Mr Forsyth says he tried to hold Hewlett-Packard to the terms of his employment contract, but the company wasn't willing to negotiate.
The rhetoric started to change to, well, we're just going to outright terminate your contract.
Which he says they did, and it's that type of power imbalance the new law is trying to address.
This is really quite a substantial change, and big business are going to have to step up to it in a very, very big way. This is not something that they can ignore.
The new law applies to standard form take-it-or-leave-it contracts of the type widely used in industries such as labour hire, telecommunication, shop rentals, franchising and advertising. At least one of the parties must be a small business with fewer than 20 employees, and the value of the contract is a maximum $300,000 for 12 months or less, or $1 million if it's more than 12 months. Another sector in which small operators can lose out is the building industry, and Ken Phillips quotes the example of a tiler on a construction site who submits a quote and then discovers the tiles he has to lay are a different size to what he was expecting.
And they'll just turn around to the subcontractor and say, well, bad luck, you've given us a price, that's what you have to do it at. And the subcontractor says, well, you know, it's going to cost me more money. So they'll say, well, we don't care.
Under the new rules, the employer will have to care because the subcontractor will be able to have that change to his contract determined as unfair.
If a contractual term is deemed to be unfair, the term is void. That means it's unenforceable and is treated as having always been unenforceable.
The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission will administer the new law, and it's already begun negotiations with many big businesses which offer standard form contracts, such as Australia Post, Baker's Delight, John Fairfax and Scentre Group, which operates Westfield shopping centres like this. Most have agreed to change terms in their contracts which disadvantage small business, but the Commission says it has met resistance in the franchising sector, where many franchisees have long complained about being exploited. Clayton Utes' Peter Cease says it's a warning that while the new law may offer some protection, it's best to check contracts carefully before signing them.
If there is an unfair term in the contract, it is better to discover this before entering into the contract rather than resort to legal means after entering into the contract to challenge that term.
Negotiated contracts are not included in the new regime.